Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section we'll be looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, and especially if you are a cross watcher, just know this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, let's jump on in. We're going to start with overall energy through oracle cards first. So we're going to look at your energy, their energy, and the energy in between the connection with oracle cards right out of the gate. And then we will look at the connection deeper with tarot as we progress. But let's first start with your side of this connection to the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. All right, so Sagittarius's energy, okay, right out of the gate. You have romance and connection, and then you have love on the bottom. The feelings that you have for this person are very genuine and very pure and very strong. I feel like this person is, or this connection with this person is one that maybe happened very instantly, and maybe in a kind of an unexpected way too. And I think that there's something really beautiful about this energy that you carry toward this person. Like I said, the word that really comes to mind is pure. I feel like your love for them is very, very unconditional. Like I kind of get that with this. This person's energy toward you, person that you're dealing with's energy toward Sagittarius, doesn't mean that your feelings aren't complicated, but I feel like at the core of it, I feel like your love toward them is just it's very genuine. Trapped, friendship, healing, and shattered. Okay. This person struggles a lot with allowing other people to get close to them. I feel like they're kind of one of those people that maybe is like surrounded by a lot of people. Like maybe they have a lot of friends or they have a lot of people kind of in their life, but they, still have this energy of feeling very alone because I feel like they do very much keep other people at a distance. And I think that you're included in that, and that makes things really hard and complicated for you. With this shattered card, I kind of get this feeling that this person feels as if there's something broken about them, as if there's something wrong with them. And I'm not saying they are broken, okay? I'm saying I feel as if they see themselves in that way, like hard to love, unlovable, things of that nature. And I think that it makes it really hard for them to let other people in, because it's kind of like, if you get too close, you're going to see who I really am, and you're not going to love that part of me. So if I keep you at a distance, maybe your feelings toward me can remain positive. So I think that it's hard because you desire a lot of closeness here, Sagittarius, with this person. I think your energy, like I said, toward them, and you have good intentions too. I just think that what's really hard for you about this is it's almost like they won't let you love them in the way that you really want to. Really keep you at a distance or keep you from being able to really build or grow an intimate connection. So I don't mean intimacy in just a physical way, like emotional intimacy. Truth of the connection between Sagittarius and this person. Whoa. Sparks. Every time I see the sparks card, it's like a spark that can't develop into a flame. I feel like the feelings between you guys are very much there, like I said, and very reciprocal. Like I do feel like this person has feelings for you. I actually don't know if I said that, but I do feel like they have feelings for you. But the way that they show up doesn't align with those feelings. So their behavior, I feel like, is very confusing for you because you're trying to figure out, like, why won't they let me in, or why do they keep trying to create distance in this connection? And it makes it really hard for you to know how to navigate this. With this Know Your Worth card, I do feel like you know what it is that you want, and you know what it is that you deserve, and you do see that this connection could be that. But I feel like it's really challenging for you because it's almost as if this person won't let that happen in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that, I don't necessarily know if they're even doing that consciously. I don't think that they're maybe there is rejection here. I don't know. This is just overall energy. Let's just go further into this and see what we've got here. Overall theme of this reading, Sagittarius, between you and this person. I just dropped half of this deck in my lap. Okay, give me just a second. I dropped 2 cards. I feel like, I don't know if I need to. I don't know what's going on with my decks. I feel like this week, did you see that? I just feel like I'm just throwing cards everywhere. But let's see what we've got here. Overall theme of this reading for Sagittarius. Oh. There are regrets with second option. Okay. So I feel as if this person, it's interesting because I feel like you are very special to them in a lot of ways. And I think that they really do care about you and your presence in their life. But the way, and I know that I might be kind of repeating this, but I do feel like it's kind of the core foundation for the rest of the message. The way that they show up is very much not in alignment with that energy, which means that you maybe either have no idea that you actually mean a lot to this person, or that you know intuitively, but you don't actually experience that. With this, there are regrets. I feel like this person regrets how they have handled this connection, but those regrets haven't turned to change behavior. So there's regret, and there's I wish I would have done things differently, or I wish I would have handled this differently, but they don't show up any different. So that, again, is very confusing to you. So I think that there's kind of this energy of I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. I know the feelings are there and I know they're real, but they're not showing up for them, essentially. All right, Sagittarius, let's look at your energy toward this romance with connection. The moon. Kind of smiled when I pulled that energy. I feel like there's a lot of daydreaming energy here. I feel like I said, this is very, this connection and the love that you have for them is very pure. It's very innocent. It's very genuine. And I think that, the way that you see the potential in this person and in this connection is very much, something that you've never really maybe felt or experienced before. And I literally, my heart chakra is feeling kind of very active when I am in the energy of this card. And I think that because there's such strong feelings here and so much potential that you see, there's also a lot of fear here. Fear around, this not working out, fear around, not being able to have what it is that you want in this connection. Because I feel like you're wanting this Ace of Cups, you're wanting to develop, something very real and emotional with this person in maybe a stronger way than they've let you so far. And I think that there's a lot of fear around, if that doesn't happen, never being able to have anything better. Sagittarius's energy toward this person. Yeah, see, you're wanting a new beginning with this connection. With the Fool here. And I think you've been waiting on this for a while, waiting on a new beginning, waiting for things to develop. But it just feels like you've kind of been put in this limbo period almost. Where it's waiting for things to develop, but then feeling very shut out, almost. Like knowing the feelings are there, but almost feeling like you're not being given the opportunity to actually experience them, right? So that limbo period, it's like, again, I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. Chariot in reverse. It's this energy of not feeling things moving forward. And I think that you experience maybe glimpses of it where you feel like things are going to progress maybe in a lot of ways, but then you always end up back in the same place where you're waiting, wishing, wanting more here. I want more on this Chariot. Three of Wands, literally waiting. Okay, yeah. Waiting, 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 waiting. More for Sagittarius energy toward this person. Let me see what this Four of Pentacles is saying. Four of Pentacles is all about foundation, right? You've been carrying this for a while. Carrying this desire. And it feels like it's something that you can't shake, and there probably even have been times where you wish that you could, because I do think that this has been something that is very challenging for you in a lot of ways, because it almost feels like the best way I can describe it to you is it feels like the universe is kind of like dangling this thing in front of you, but never really letting you have it. And I think that it's made you kind of feel a little bit screwed over in a sense, not just even in this connection, but in in a cosmic way, because I feel like it feels like this connection has continued to feel very out of reach for you. Not all the time, but a good amount of the time, because yeah, there's this desire for more. There's just been this constant, consistent desire for more connection, more commitment, more time, more energy, more effort. Like I feel like, and I do feel like you're trying to walk a tricky balance where like you want to show up for this connection, but you also don't want to, cross any lines. So yeah, it's kind of this tricky balance of like, I'm ready for this to work, but almost feeling like maybe you have to hide how you really feel or hide the intensity of your feelings because you're afraid. I don't know if you're afraid that they're not reciprocated, or if you're afraid that if you're honest about that, you're going to push them away. I don't know what it is. But yeah, this is definitely challenging. And I think that what you're really wanting is clarity. And I think what you're more interested in, what I'm going to dive into now, is their energy toward you. And we'll see what we can uncover here. This person's energy toward you, Sagittarius, friendship with trapped. Three of Pentacles in reverse. They really don't let anybody in. They're very much like, I can do it alone. I don't need anybody, which is a trauma response, right? Like at the core, we all do desire connection, genuine human connection. But it just feels like this person is just very independent in like a I can't trust anyone kind of way. So a little bit jaded when it comes to love. And I think that it's interesting. Okay, Eight of Swords. They're very skeptical about you too. And not in the sense that you've given them anything to be skeptical about. I feel like they're skeptical about like why, and this is what I'm kind of gathering, like why would somebody love someone like me? Like why would somebody care about me? Like it's kind of, and I think that goes back to that Shattered card. This person has these feelings that they're inherently broken in a sense, almost as if there's something wrong with them that makes them, deeply unlovable. And with this Eight of Swords, it keeps them very trapped. It keeps them trapped in never really allowing themselves to be loved. And in order to experience healthy love, we have to surrender to not just allowing ourselves to love another person. Obviously, yes, that's a big part of it, but also allowing ourselves to be loved. And I think for this person, it's almost as if they have this very, They have this very, let me say what I was going to say, and then I'll go back to what just came through. Like jaded view when it comes to relationships. And you might not know this. It's kind of what I heard. It's almost as if they kind of maybe they come off as somebody who's very confident. Maybe this, I don't need anyone energy. It seems almost as if like they really are good alone, or they really don't need anybody. But deep down, there really is that desire to be held in a certain way, to be loved and cared for. But I think that that's what's hard, is we can't allow ourselves to be loved more than we love ourselves, because we're going to see other people's love toward us. We're going to filter it through the love that we have for ourselves. So if the love of ourselves is critical or conditional, or if it's incomplete because of things we believe are wrong about us, that's how we're going to view other people's feelings toward us. So it's almost like this person struggles to believe anybody really could love them in such a pure, genuine way. They're always coming back to wanting an opportunity with this, but then they always end up running from that desire. It's almost like they won't allow themselves to want this. Not because they don't want to need you. They don't want to need that, that's trust, right? It's almost like they don't want to get to a place where they are, attached in a sense. So I feel like they keep this distance between you. And this isn't just you either. I think that this is anybody in their life. I feel like they really do create this distance between themselves and anybody who is in their life. It's like they won't allow themselves to get close to anybody because they believe they're going to get hurt. And that's where like this jaded view is from. I used to be, before I did a lot of healing, I used to have this saying, and it's kind of funny thinking of the person that I am now and how I used to be this way, but I would say everybody is guilty until proven innocent. Like I always believed that people were inherently selfish and out to get me and were always going to hurt me. And I believed this because of what I had experienced in my life to that point. And after I did a lot of healing, I learned, it's actually quite the opposite. I think that most people really do have good intentions, but a lot of times their lack of healing can get in the way, right? Because hurt people hurt people. And I think what's so interesting about people who are deeply hurt, and it's coming from having been in that place, is all I wanted for so long was to be loved. I just wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be seen. But I built up such strong walls around me for so long that I kept everybody out, right? I kept everybody away from me. I never let anybody get too close, almost as if to prove to myself, see, you're unlovable. See, you're not good enough. Because I pushed people away so hard. And I kind of feel like that's the energy that this person is dealing with. I feel like they push people away so hard and so intensely. And I think that for you, it's really hard because you do have such genuine intentions here, and all you want to do is help this person feel loved. But I also feel that it's important to understand that we can't heal, fix, or change other people. And sometimes we start to do harm to ourselves when we try to be, what they might need, because then we're no longer being what we need. So I feel like there's just a need to be a little bit careful in your approach here. Just make sure you are protecting yourself. Because this person doesn't mean to hurt people. They are deeply hurt though. So there's these wounds that need to be healed before they're going to be able to show up in relationships in a healthy way. You could be dealing with another fire sign. This is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, but I also feel like this person's just very, and it's interesting because I feel like they're very deeply passionate, but I feel like that part of them has been really suppressed. But I feel like you see certain parts of them that, wow, okay, that they don't really, like it's like you see through maybe the person that they try to show up as. There's a lot of emotional immaturity here. King of Cups in reverse. Okay, yeah. Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is interesting because you had the Four of Pentacles upright and then the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of emotional immaturity here, and I think that that's what's really hard is we expect people to, honor our emotional experience, to show up in a certain way for us. But people who can't honor their own emotional experience aren't going to be able to honor their own. And I think in this connection in particular, like the feelings are very real. And it's interesting because, like I said, it's like they always come back to the desire of this connection, but they always seem to make decisions that they end up regretting, right? We talked about that at the very beginning. There are regrets. They always tend to regret the way that they handle this and regret not doing certain things or doing, but the behavior never changes because I think that at the end of the day, they're very driven by this wound and this belief that they are inherently unlovable. So it's like this connection remains a desire that they feel they will never be capable of having. It's almost like, anybody can have a desire to do anything, right? And I'm a firm believer that we can always accomplish whatever we set our minds to. And I think that it's like someone can have a desire to like get in shape or to, feel good in their body or whatever the case is. But if that desire isn't backed by a change in behavior, right? A change in habits and showing up differently and making different decisions, that desire is going to continue to stay out of reach. Somebody can desire to experience love, to be loved by you, to experience the depth of this connection. But if they're not showing up for that, right, with changed behavior and emotional awareness and deepening emotional intelligence and things of that nature, true healing, then their behavior is going to stay the same. And I think that that's where there is kind of this need to make sure that you are protecting yourself from this person's limited capacity because, everybody has a capacity to give and receive love that's directly dependent on their level of healing and love that they have for themselves, right? And it's important for you to know that the love that you deserve, it exists no matter what, even if this person doesn't heal. I'm not saying they won't, but the love that you deserve exists no matter what. And I think that this is about understanding that we can't control how other people show up, right? We can't control whether or not other people heal or whether or not other people do things differently. But what we can do is understand that other people's behavior has very little to do with us and very much to do with where they're at on their own journey, in particular, their healing journey. And when somebody isn't capable of loving us in the way that we deserve, it says nothing about our worth or our ability to have the love that we deserve. It says more about where they're at. And when we learn that, when we take that into account, then we can allow ourselves to understand that our ability to experience the love that we deserve does not lie in the hands of one person, no matter how we label it. We can call him a twin flame, we can call him a soulmate, we can call him whatever we want. But the love that we desire does not lie in the hands of one person. It lies in our hands because our relationships are mirrors. They're showing us certain things about ourselves that we need to heal and address. So I feel like Spirit's trying to get you to shift focus a little bit because I think your feelings are so strong for this person that you're maybe over prioritizing what you feel they need you to be or want you to be, and maybe under prioritizing your own needs, desires, and feelings. And when we start to get into that place of self-sacrifice, when we start to get so afraid of losing a certain person or a connection not working out, that we start abandoning our own feelings and our own needs and desires, then in that moment, we are out of alignment, which means that we are not going to be able to have the love that we deserve in this person or someone else. We're blocking it whenever we're self-sacrificing for it. So I feel like there's a need to just be cautious in your approach here, not necessarily because I'm saying like something bad's gonna happen, but ultimately because the love that you deserve starts with the love within yourself. And when we are so focused on being what somebody else needs us to be in order to feel lovable, but we're not being what we need to be, and we're not showing up with what's best for us, then we're going to find ourselves in this position of never having what it is that we deserve. So we're going to dive more into that in this extended You Have Know Your Worth with Sparks. We're going to look at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Any information for that is in the description box below. One thing I do want to mention is that this Friday, so December 12th, is my upcoming How to Read Tarot workshop. I'm very excited about this workshop. It comes with a lot of years of experience and knowledge and trial and error, and I put it all together in one workshop, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. Any information for that is at the very top of the description box below. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or drop me a comment. As always, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much, as always, Sagittarius, for your support of my channel, and I do obviously hope that this helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today, and I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.